everyone, welcome back. So we are going to third experiment. So aim of the experiment is potentiometric estimation of FAS using K2Cr27 potassium dichromate. So in this experiment we are going to determine amount of FAS using K2Cr27 by potentiometric titration. So potentiometric titration is nothing but the titration in which the end point is determined by change in the potential. Okay. So now for this experiment I have taken FAS in this beaker, 50 ml of FAS and 1 full test tube of H2SO4 we have taken, that is acid we have taken. We have filled the burette with the K2Cr27 potassium dichromate, which is a strong oxidizing agent. So we have taken H2SO4 because this strong oxidizing agent behave as an oxidizing agent in presence of a acid only. So to just maintain a acidic medium, we are taking the one test tube full of H2SO4 in this beaker. So first I have taken 50 ml of FAS, full test tube of H2SO4, and I am going to dip these two electrodes in the beaker. So one is, in this case, one is platinum electrode, which we can call as an indicator electrode, which indicates the change in the concentration, and this is a calomel electrode, which act as a reference electrode in this case. So these two, it may be anode, cathodes, are going to rise a EMF, which is shown by this potentiometry. Okay, so what happens first? As we know, so FAS is nothing but ferrous ammonium sulfate. In this solution, ions are in the form of Fe+2 ions. As Fe+2 is colorless ions, the solution is colorless. So first I will add this strong oxidizing agent.
Before addition.
So first, before addition, we have the potential, that is 244. So as I have not added any K2Cr27 in this case, so first potential EMF arrives in terms of volt is 244. So when I add this oxidizing agent to the beaker, so Fe+2 ions are undergoing oxidation in this case. So Fe+2 oxidizes from Fe+2 to Fe+3 with the liberation of electron at the anode. At cathode, what happens? The electron is gained and these chromium ions are reducing from +6 to +3 ions. So as in this procedure we have both reactions of oxidation and reduction. So this reaction is called as redox reaction. So now I will add 0.5 ml of K2Cr27, that is strong oxidizing agent. As it is forming the colored solution, we need to stir the solution very carefully. So as I have added 0.5 ml of K2Cr27, oxidation and reduction both are taking place, and as color also slightly it has changed its color to green. It indicates the Fe+2 ions are oxidizing to Fe+3 ions and chromium also getting reduced. As here the concentration changes, our EMF also goes on changes, that is EMF increases from 244 to 264. So like this we are going to add 0.5 ml each time, and we are going to observe change in the color of this solution. So it changes to green color. That green color indicates the Fe+3 ions presence. So now we will see these reactions. As I said, at anode oxidation takes place, that is Fe+2 ions are converting to Fe+3 with the liberation of electron, and here chromium ions are here plus in the +6 state, that reduced to +3. So this is overall reaction. So Nernst equation for this equation is given, this reaction is given by E equal to E0 plus 0.0591 by N log of oxidized form is Fe+3 divided by reduced form is Fe+2. So this is tabulation. As we know, at zero addition we have not added any potassium dichromate. So initially we have observed EMF in millivolts, that is 244. So after I have added 0.5 ml of K2Cr27, so it changes to 264. Like that we are getting the change in the EMF. So at At addition of 4 or 5 ml, we can observe the sudden change in the EMF because there is a conversion of Fe+2 to Fe+3 completely. So here we can get the equivalence point here somewhere. So delta E is measured by getting the difference of these EMF successive readings, and delta V is again nothing but the change in the volume each time we have added 0.5 ml. So this V will be, delta V will be 0.5. So take the ratio of these two and plot the graph. So after plotting this graph, this delta E by delta V to this volume of K2Cr2O7, we will get this kind of graph. So this point will give you the equivalence point. So this is volume of K2Cr2O7 required to convert all the Fe+2 to Fe+3. And now we will get the V volume from this graph. So that volume is substituted in this case, volume of K2Cr2O7, that is from graph. Here we are going to substitute, and normality we have taken, that is 0.25 ml. 25 normal, and normality of FAS is obtained by N1V1 equal to N2V2 formula, as the normality of K2Cr2O7 is 0.25. Equivalence point from graph, it may be 4 or 5, so that we need to write here, and volume of FAS taken, that is 50 ml. So we have got normality here. So now we will take the calculate the amount. For amount, we need to multiply equivalent weight of FAS. The FAS equivalent weight is 392. So just after multiplying these two, we will get the amount of FAS per dm cube in terms of gram. So whatever we have obtained the amount for FAS, that is per dm cube or for 1 liter, but we have taken only 50 ml. So we need to convert that amount to 50 ml. For that, whatever you have got Y in this case, just multiply volume of FAS taken, that is 50 divided by 1000. So whatever the value we got in the final stage, that is the amount of FAS per 50 ml in terms of gram. Thank you.